battery on. Power up. Go to the motors tab. Check this box. Take the props off. Blah blah. Motor 1. Motor 1. Motor 2. Motor 2. Motor 3. Motor 3. Oh, I can do this easy with looking and not looking. Motor 4. Motor 4. All at once. All at once. Made sure they're spinning in accordance to the drawings, because like I say, wire them up this way, you can't do anything. To be honest, so continue with the build, went away, got back, got some nice bits and pieces. Boss 350. I've used one before. It's supposed to be 32 channel, 350 milliwatt. So there it goes. Looks nice, should fit well. Got to put my TX and RX pins in here. I've also got to flash this to 27 milliseconds, which I'll show you how to do. It's going to sit under the board, under the flight control board. So plenty to do, let's crack on. Oh yeah, but after the failure of the first DFR2, 4R2, getting this going, and now I've ruined it. Well, I haven't ruined it, it works. Rusted it. So just to remember which the top is, put a bit of tape on it. Got to trim the edge off carefully with a pair of side cutters or scissors. So I'll do that. So I cut the edges off carefully. Just sand down these little burrs carefully. So the burrs sanded off. With a file, just gently. So that's how I've mounted it. It's not so much for crash protection as vibration dampening. I'm going to plastic fit, secure that with a little bit of hot glue. Just because if this gets wet, it's going over. So I do that. I'm going to leave all the ports open, tape them up, and then plastic over them. So also a bit nervous around the static, so we'll do that next. So it's just a little bit recessed, so that should be good. And then straight down, I don't know if you can see that, onto those pads. There's a camera. Power. Put the camera down there. Then going to run the. Okay, so I've plastic it, took the lens off, took the 2 screws out each side. Plastic it, try not to get it on the lens. If you do, ice prop, cotton buds, Oakley sunglass cleaner, whatever. Once the plastic's dry. So plastic dips up, attached. Focus. Plastic dips up, attached. That's what it's going to look like once I power it up. Bit tight. No. Okay, so we are just put that on. I did buy one, but it had the wrong connectors, so that's that. Other things you need to check when you do this, if you're using this, put a prop on. Just make sure you've got enough clearance. So you have to put a connector into that, and you don't want to chop the wires. And other things is what way the pin's facing. I tried to tie it to the top, and the pins, and it was touching the board, and it was crap and everything. So that's it. You can see I've twisted together the bat feed from the board. I'll check that's going the right way again. And the transmitter power to the 2 VTX power units. So hopefully it'll take power the VTX and at the same time tell me what the battery level is using the board. Checked it with a multimeter just to make sure it won't bridge in anywhere, because the cable's got a bit flat when they heat up. That's fine. And then next I'll put the aerial on, because you should never power up a transmitter without an aerial, because you'll fry it. Just in case I forget. Then we're going to put the camera on the front, power to the camera, video feed into the video line, all the way back out the video line into the Minim OSD, which will be, I'll do it the other way around, into the Mini so we can run it out to the transmitter. I'm going to make a torroid power filter. Basically got this idea off the guy at RC Model Reviews. It's not my idea. Nicked from him, very good video. 16 volt for a 3 cell, or 25 volt for a 4 cell. 470 microfarads capacitor. About 20p, or you can nick it off an old motherboard or something that don't work. Ferrite ring. I've actually nicked this one off a Beck, because if the Beck on the other one goes off, you still have the ferrite ring. I'm using 0.4mm copper wire single strand. It's just a word of warning, if you're using a magnometer on your quad, the whole reason that this works is it inducts a magnetic field, so don't have it anywhere near the magnometer. I'm not going to use the magnometer on this board because, as you may have seen, I hosed up the pins on a soldering job, just about found the trace and got it working, so I'm probably not going to use the GPS because the GPS is already damaged and it's supposed to be a spool cord anyway, so there we go. So there we go, it's a bit like an elaborate sewing job all the way around. Don't cross back on yourself and try and keep something between them, but get as many turns on as you can. So there we go, a little rough around the edges, just going to feather it out with a toothpick. Space them out a bit better, make sure there's no crossing. One torroid made out of bits. Thank you to RC Model Reviews. I'll put a link in his video in the description. So I spaced them out as best I can, inside and out. That'll have to do. Lock it. Now I'm going to lock it down. Now I'm going to lock it into position with some plastic dip. So there it is, plastic dip. I said not my idea. This is basic circuit diagram ripped off RC Model Reviews. That's the inductor. That's capacitor, that's camera, plus minus. So basically what you got to do is assume these are the pads on the board. Worry about that. So you got the inductor coming off the positive rail, going back onto the positive rail, straight onto the capacitor, positive lead, straight onto the camera, and then the capacitor negative lead goes to ground. And the way this works is it basically adds drag to by inducing a magnetic current, which smooths out spikes in the voltage. Not sure how that works, watch his video how that works. So that's the circuit, let's get on. Just a quick note, I've also insulated these wires, not twisted them together like he does, because this is not enamel coated. So you've got to make sure you don't touch any of them all the way around, and especially on the way in, otherwise you negate the whole point of the thing. So that's that. So the board's going to sit on here. I haven't got the right stand off, so I'm going to have to cut them down, mark roughly, and then I can sand them down or file them down. So there we are, 4 cut down, not perfectly good enough. Okay, so I've opened up the TS350 receiver. It's got very weak heat sink, which is basically in here, which was going to be stuck on the bottom of a bit of Velcro. So I've voided the warranty, taken off the paint, got some silver thermal arctic paste on the chip. I'm corrosion X in it anyway. And I'm going to upgrade the heat sink because that is the heat sink. Rubbish. So I guess I avoided the warranty, but I scratched off the paint from the heat sink, inverted commas. I scratched off the paint at the back. I've used some computer thermal paste to link the two. I'm going to put some fins on the back. And here we go. Corrosion X. Cotton. Yeah. Board. So that's it. Put the transmitter on. The heat sink's built to be brushed. Prop wash. I don't think the heat sink on that is any good. It might be, might not be.